Today, we're going to talk about counteracting the negativity bias. Where do we find human happiness? Most people think that happiness is only possible once we are healthy, well-fed, loved, comfortable, knowledgeable, non-celibate, and prosperous. But the trouble is, you can have all of those things and still be unhappy. Have you ever wondered why happiness is so elusive? One reason why happiness is elusive is due to a phenomenon in our brains called the negativity bias. Now, we like it when good stuff happens, but positive stuff only weakly stimulates our brains, whereas negative stuff really activates our brains a lot. We like it when people smile at us, but angry faces stimulate our brains more than happy faces. Have you ever wondered how we got this way? Well, we come from our ancestors. In our ancestors' world, daily threats were a matter of life and death. Their threats were much more crucial than the threats we face today. Now, it's more useful from a survival standpoint to focus on the negative stuff. It makes sense if you think about it. Missing the signs of a nearby predator is much, much worse than missing a positive sign like prey. So our ancestors passed on their successful genes, and it's a pretty sound strategy for survival if you think about it. But a survival-first, negatively biased brain automatically searches the environment for threats, carefully scanning for bad stuff that needs to be avoided or tackled. This survival-first approach is devoted to safety and threats, always asking, am I safe? To answer this question, it then asks, where's the threat? And decides, if I can't see a threat, I must not be looking hard enough. Then the survival-first brain figures the threat must be coming soon, and so it tries to brace itself against future bad stuff, which then causes it to ask, how can I ensure safety now and forever? I know I can scan my memory for scary and other bad stuff in the past that frightened or hurt me the most. This way, I can use the past to see into the future so that I know what to expect and watch out for. And that way, I can be safe now and forever. Bad is stronger than good. This is also described as bad stuff is like super glue. It sticks to us, and the good stuff is like Teflon. It falls right off. Our brain's negativity bias also influences memory. Negative information about someone is more memorable than positive information. This negative strength also holds true for gossip and judgment. Ratings show that news about good things puts people to sleep, while bad news captivates our attention. 4 people have been killed eating what may be on your dinner plate. Stay tuned after these words from our sponsors. The local shelter has a puppy, and Mrs. Greenwich had her 87th birthday. She is such a nice lady. A survival-first negative bias is a sound strategy in the harsh world our ancestors faced, but it's not so useful in our world of relative peace and abundance. Even though it's not so useful in our world today, it's still hardwired in our genes, and it steers our brains to look for, react more strongly to, and remember the negative more powerfully than the positive. Quite simply, the safety system that we inherited from our ancestors has outlived its usefulness. There is never an end to the problem-solving and action item cycle. It can literally go on and on and on. And in addition, you find what you look for. Too many of us are anxious, stressed, sad, depressed, physically sick, and too tired. The key to counteract the negativity bias is to internalize the sense of having our basic physical and emotional needs met. If we look around, we will find that most of what we're worried about is not happening. And if it's not happening now, it's not happening. In addition, in order to counteract the negativity bias, it's also extremely helpful to practice gratitude. Gratitude is evidence-based medicine. Study after study confirms gratitude's power to enhance overall human happiness. By repeatedly counteracting, we internalize the good stuff, where we essentially rewire our brain. As leading neuropsychologist Rick Hanson says, we rewire happiness. Then, over time, as we internalize the sense that our needs are really met, we're able to manage threats or losses without stressing out. So now you know one major reason why happiness is so elusive. Since you control your conscious attention, if you look around and you practice gratitude, whatever that old negativity bias of your brain is starting to drag you down, tell it that you're busy hunting for the good stuff.